Hi, my name's Dr. Joanne Tully. I'm a chiropractor, certified acupuncturist, and digestive health specialist. I'd like to share with you my story of research and recovery from Lyme disease and what I now believe is the missing link for many people who are struggling to recover their good health and well-being. My Lyme story began back in 2009 when my health started to decline rapidly. At that time, I was going through a very stressful divorce, was the president of my local chamber of commerce. I had two teenagers at home and was dating a wonderful man named Tom, who is now my current husband, all the while running a chiropractic practice in small town Iowa. My hormones started going crazy. I went into severe adrenal fatigue. I started having severe gallbladder attacks. My vision was declining rapidly, and I found myself very overwhelmed with the slightest tasks. I didn't want to go to the grocery store alone. I didn't want to socialize. I couldn't bring myself to cook or clean my house. I was a complete mess. And Tom had always seemed to be sick in general. He woke up with frequent sore throats and always seemed to be overly tired. If he was around young children, he would become very ill, many times losing several days from work. Then we both acquired chronic MRSA infections after my son had his appendix removed. My son cleared his infection easily, but that wasn't the case for Tom and myself. I could just barely hold our health steady using chiropractic, acupuncture, supplements, and essential oils. I had to get to the bottom of what was going on with us. I did extensive research on hormone balancing, which led me to explore digestion and elimination, which then led me to food elimination diets, then essential oils, etc., etc., etc. I felt like I was going down a rabbit hole. Then we found out through a naturopathic doctor that Tom most likely had Lyme disease, and he did remember having a tick on him several years prior to that. And she also told us that there was nothing that we could do about it. She wished us well on our journey. And I don't take answers like that very well. So I set out on my own quest to figure this out. I worked with docs in the Midwest and the East Coast to see what they were doing. I attended seminars, I read books. One book said that Lyme bacteria loved the sperm, the eyes, the heart, joints, bladder, brain, and on and on and on. The reference to sperm caught my attention. Holy crap, could this explain all of my crazy symptoms? If the Lyme bacteria loved sperm and I had been having unprotected sex with my husband, well, you can make the connection. So my research for the first 6 months of this journey pointed to several expensive supplements. We tried them all, and we were spending $300 to $500 a month on these supplements. They didn't seem to help me, and my husband couldn't even take them since they made his digestive system worse. So all that money was being wasted. During our early MRSA infections, we were both left unable to tolerate any antibiotics, so that option was out. Then I came across some promising natural protocols, which were basically high quality homeopathic remedies from a company called DesBio, which is short for Desiree Biologicals. We also used a Rife machine and then made significant dietary changes. During my research, I never came across a test for Lyme that I was comfortable with, although there were some more that had more promise than others. Most tests seem to be flawed and costly, and really, let's face it, no test is completely accurate. All of the research pointed to the many tissues that Lyme bacteria love to hide in, and blood just wasn't one of them. The research said that they were typically only in the blood on moving day, that is, during the times when they were migrating to different tissues within the body. So then I wondered why blood tests were the standard. It made sense why so many tests were then showing false negatives, meaning you had an infection, but the test said you didn't. And it also makes a difference in how the test results are interpreted. So if you have a few bands of antibodies to Lyme bacteria, but you don't have enough of these bands or you don't have the right bands, then they might say that you don't even have an infection. I'll let you draw your own conclusions. So my approach with expensive testing has always been this. Will the test results change what I do? Meaning this, would I do anything different if the test said we were negative for Lyme? In the end, after researching several different angles, we were confident that we had Lyme and decided to go ahead with our natural treatment protocols. These new protocols worked great. Within 2 to 3 months, we saw significant improvement in our health. Our digestive systems were beginning to heal, my gallbladder attacks were happening less often, and we had our energy returning. And our MRSA infections finally went away for good. And many other patients had similar experiences. Now, I know that some chronic Lyme patients would say that there is no cure for Lyme disease and that we were all merely in remission. But I don't hold that belief, and I never did. Knowing what I know about the immune system, all you have to do is get some things out of the way so that it can do its job properly and efficiently. If you allow yourself to get to know your body and take an honest yet loving look at your underlying thoughts and emotions, you will be able to start reading your body. Symptoms are just messages from your body that something is ready to be healed, and that something usually has to do with an underlying belief or emotion. So, for those that have felt their health improve, only to have symptoms come back later, this might not be the cycle of infection and remission, but it is your body telling you that there is more work to do and work that is on a deeper level than where you were working on it before. More on this later. So about 4 to 5 months after finishing the DesBio products, some patients, including myself, started having some of our symptoms slowly come back. But we were no longer reactive to the pathogens through applied kinesiology testing. And the only viable category left on my immune system recovery checklist was the negative buried emotions and beliefs. So I started working on these issues with myself and some patients, and I was absolutely blown away by the results. I had been meditating for several months by this time, and all I can really say is that I was being divinely led to explore the negative buried emotions and beliefs, because before this I had no idea what to do about them. I started getting impressions and feelings of what I was holding on to, as well as what my patients were holding on to. For myself, I was holding on to resentment towards a family member, and once I released this emotion and sent this person a blessing, my gallbladder attack stopped completely within 15 minutes, and I've never had another one since then. I also had a lot of anger to release, which freed up the energy in my liver. I was suddenly able to detox much more efficiently on my own without the constant use of enzymes and methylation supplements. I let go of judgment and guilt, which made me feel like a 40-pound weight had been lifted off my back and shoulders, and I was finally able to sleep better. I can give countless other examples from my patients with their healing symptoms being released once they release the toxic emotions. Things like high blood pressure and rapid pulse decreased significantly after one patient let go of her anger and control issues. Sciatic pain resolved within hours after another patient let go of the oppressive energy of her deceased father that she'd been holding on to. Mid-back pain resolved overnight for a teenager who felt like she had a monkey on her back from being forced to play basketball because she was good. She was a starting varsity player, but she didn't want to play basketball. She didn't like the sport. She acknowledged her feelings and decided to make the best of the season. Chronic rashes cleared up for another patient when they let go of their need for attention. Dizziness resolved after a patient finally addressed some stress in his home life. Chest congestion cleared up overnight after letting go of negativity from several people. Chronic joint pain melted away after one patient released guilt from their childhood. Debilitating hot flashes stopped within a day after several women released anger. So there's several examples here of how just reframing your perceptions on different past events and just letting go of these emotions can actually heal your body. So during all of this, I became increasingly more intuitive. And all of us are born with some amount of intuition, but we get really good at covering it up along the way. During childhood, we tend to pick up on the wounds of the adults around us, which we then carry into our adulthood. Going within through meditation and exploring these issues and then releasing them is key. And what I mean by releasing is to change your perception about your thoughts. If you're holding on to guilt, anger, resentment, or whatever, you will tend to project that outwards onto other people, which will keep you in a blaming pattern. So you'll blame your problems on your parents, your kids, your significant other, the dog, and even Obama. So in order to heal, you simply must be willing to gently and lovingly take a look within. Look at your thoughts and beliefs. Then be willing to change them so you can release them and stop hurting yourself. Holding on to these negative thoughts and beliefs creates more cortisol and adrenaline in your system, or just more inflammation. So you only hurt yourself and you significantly derail the ability of your immune system to do its job. Bottom line, you remain ill. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to look within through prayer and meditation. Prayer is where you ask for help, and meditation is where you shut up and listen. Your divine guidance will come to you through meditation or other times when you are open to receiving. Most people have a difficult time with meditation. I know I did at first. That negative Nelly in your head just won't shut up and is constantly saying things that make you feel more miserable. If you find yourself unable to do this work on your own, I invite you to contact me. I can point you to some books to read, some YouTube videos to watch, and if these still aren't enough for you to bridge this gap on your own, then I do have a premium package available where I work individually with people to help them release a large amount of their negativity and teach them how to do this on their own. So I'll teach you how to ride that bike so you can continue to work on this and continue to heal. After doing this work for myself, I can't even begin to describe how it has changed my life. I used to be such a negative person. The glass was always half empty. I always made the wrong assumptions. I thought other people were attacking me, blah, blah, blah. This work has completely changed my outlook. I feel amazing. I have plenty of energy. My health is vibrant. Situations and people that used to bother me no longer do. Family tensions just melted away. My relationship with my husband and kids has never been better. And I was able to heal my very strained relationship with my ex. I want you to feel just like I do, but I realize that this type of work isn't for everyone. If you resonate with me and what I've said, I urge you to contact me. Send me an email, which I've listed in the description portion of this video, and let's schedule a time to chat on the phone. Thanks for watching this video. I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Joanne Tully, and go to my website at holisticwc.com. Sign up for my newsletter and class listings, and feel free to comment on this video below. I wish you many blessings on your journey to holistic wellness.